Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, the 13th. I am not superstitious. Remember, being superstitious is bad luck. Being superstitious is bad luck. However, the market does seem to care about the number 13. Every numerical analysis that I've ever done always shows something weird at 13. So, Ron Johnson, nice intro. Hey, thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, we got an interesting day. I put the title in here, Can Markets Survive Friday the 13th? But I'm coming over here and I'm looking at my chart right here, and I see a big long line here on my 5-minute chart in ES, which means we are limit up. What? Okay, so let's look at the volume profile. Okay, yesterday, remember, we opened limit down, minus 7%. Okay, Federal Reserve came in and told us that they're going to do some more repos. That's cool, but remember, a repurchase agreement is not the same thing as quantitative easing as it was understood back in the day. It just allows banks to continue their operations. So it's not really liquidity going into the market the way that some people think. So, of course, that comes back down. Traders trading off of it comes back down. Overnight session, a little bit lower, and now back up to where we were. The Goldman Sachs target was 24.50. We touched it. But we are limit up overnight. That's funny. It is funny. How many lots do we have sitting there? 25.44. That is crazy. Sebastian says buy S&P 500. I don't know. I mean, that's really encouraging. I have to say, it's really encouraging to see that we're limit up overnight. But, well, not necessarily so much that it was limit up, but just the fact that, we had to push down and we're able to find some sort of support overnight is kind of nice. We could see some buying today, but, big but, I just can't imagine holding any kind of position over the weekend in this kind of action. You know what I mean? So we might see some buying that then comes off, something like that. I would be really careful. Okay. With Friday, you're going to have all sorts of shenanigans, I think. So let's open up the text-to-speech so that you guys can talk. Let's see what else. Seeing a lot of steepening. German Finance Minister Olaf Scholz and Economy Minister Peter Altmaier are planning billions of euros in financial aid to help companies and employees affected by the coronavirus outbreak, sources say. Early predictions for next week? Man, I can't even think that far ahead, man. You're talking to somebody that takes a trade and plans to hold it for maybe 5 minutes. You want me to predict next week? Okay, wait, I'll try. I'm going to try. I think that it will continue to be really volatile. I'm hoping that we'll get over this, hey, let's trigger the 5% limit up, 5% limit down. I hope that maybe we'll get a little bit more liquidity next week. But this is not going to... This is not going to calm down. You get what I'm saying? It is not going to calm down. By the way, how's my plant doing? I'm noticing I can't see. It's fine. I watered it. On Saturday. Why am I thinking about the plant? I don't know. Well, we do have the consumer sentiment numbers, and the estimate is 95. I do not think it's going to be that high. think that consumer sentiment is going to be shown to be considerably damaged. Considerably damaged. Let's turn that on. What about on TweetDeck? What we got? EU ready to trigger a clause allowing fiscal stimulus. What will happen if there's something close to martial law and airlines or grounded regions of the country are closed? Will they want federal assistance? What will Congress have to do if airlines are grounded? Yeah, lawmakers are talking about this right now. I don't know. Here's the thing. That I've said from the very beginning that I felt
John
like
91 says thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I felt like from the beginning that people were maybe overreacting a little bit. I do have to say that I was wrong in that at the point in which Washington, we found out that it had been floating around for weeks. I think that was the point at which you could have said Seth was really big time wrong about something, because I didn't think that it would get that widespread in the United States. Okay. But there is still some, well, it's always going to be the case that people panic more than is necessary. This is just the way that things are. The problem here is not that you're going to die. Everybody's like, oh, arguing over the death rate. It's not the problem, guys. The death rate is not the problem. The problem is the hospitalization rate, right? The number of people that have to go to the hospital because they of the total number that catch it is really high. And it's high enough that if we don't take preventative measures right now, the United States healthcare system, or frankly any westernized healthcare system, is not going to be able to handle the demand. There's not enough hospital beds and enough ventilators out there to handle everybody. And when that happens, like it happened in Wuhan, then your death rate like doubles. Okay. So that's why it's necessary to take all of these precautions. The problem isn't that you are going to die. The problem is that you're going to catch it and give it to somebody else. And then anybody that's immunocompromised is going to die. So there really is a very good reason for the government to want to prevent the spread of this and take extraordinary measures to do so. So
Anthony Monroe says we got in one day 56 nurses and doctors infected in Paris.
Right. I mean, I don't think we realize if you just get 10 cases a day coming into the hospital, right? That's your hospitals to the brim. They can't handle it. They're already like 75% of the beds in normal flu season taken up. Like normal flu season already taxes them. There's not enough employees, healthcare professionals to deal with it. So yeah, they have a good reason to do it. So now the question is, okay, so we need to take extraordinary measures to avoid the worst of it, which means that we're not going to see like the doomsday scenario. It's just everybody needs to self-isolate and then the bad thing doesn't happen. Okay? And that's the thing I don't think people have understood. But once we get to that point, then the question is, what is the economic impact? Well, it seems like Goldman Sachs has done some sort of numbers and they thought 2450. Maybe that's why we came down here so quickly, because finally the market knew where it needed to go. I don't know. Maybe it gets worse. Maybe it doesn't get worse. I kind of feel like that this is an area where I literally just cannot trade it. Well, we're probably going to get some signals of some sort, but I don't know. 5% up limit? It's just crazy to me. And the funny thing is, too, is that it's like right where the 5% down limit yesterday was. So, I don't know. Maybe we open up, they push up a little bit and then come back to it. You think that they would hit the 7%? 7% up, that would be insane. Wait. What is this? What is this? What? There was no sound, but look at that. Well, Jim needed to walk away for something. Anyways. Oh, yeah. So the other thing we got to talk about, man, Bitcoin.
Anthony
Oh my
Monroe
gosh.
says all schools, colleges, are closed for 2 weeks and we didn't get the huge 45% increase yet. The longer the spike is, the more people and worse it will be.
Well, okay, so here's another thing that I think that we have misinterpreted. Is we always come in here and we think, oh man, it must be really bad if the government is doing X or if Donald Trump is doing X. Not really. Things are not really any different than they were. It's just we're realizing that if we don't do
Sebastian
something,
Marquez says
that'd
the
be
two
really
times that there are limit closings, the market opens strongly in the sense in which it came.
Yeah. When the problem with a halt is that the halt is basically designed to get people to close positions and flip the market the other way. So you're right. We might, maybe we'll move up and do the 7% thing again, but then there's going to be a pushback at some point. At some point, people are going to say, no, the world's still going to end. We need to sell it all. It needs to stay down at 24.50. I don't know. Anyways, let's pull up the chart of Bitcoin, man. They just got slaughtered. Look at that. So the thing that's crazy to me, well, not crazy to me, but listen, I should get a pat on the back here, man. I know Anthony will be with me here on this, right? I have a Patreon and I post my thoughts on Bitcoin every day. And 2 days ago, when we were up here, I said, hey, the markets are going crazy and Bitcoin is just kind of chilling here. Yeah, there's got to be some trapped longs that just need to puke. I posted it. It's there. You can all read it. You can see how I come up with that call. It's based on my indicator that says whether we're overbought and oversold, and then some order flow reading. The order flow read being, okay, we're still overbought and it's not moving, even though it should be. That probably means that longs are stuck. They're gonna puke. That's what happened. I get this like literally every time I catch a call like this. At what point I feel dumb asking, because it's like, wow, why does anybody? But like seriously, how many times do I have to be right about this before people like pay attention and give me money? I don't understand. You should all $5 a month to know what Bitcoin is going to do. And all of the Bitcoiners like don't care. They're like, oh, that doesn't match up with my view of Bitcoin.
Anthony Monroe says miners are going to crash it even more.
Wow, you think so? It could be right because there is way too much hash power out there. They're probably, we might get to the point where the miners aren't able to keep their operations up. I wonder at what point that happens. It's probably a lot lower. Probably below 3,000. I don't think that, there are more miners than there was last time we were around 3,000. Man, Anthony, you might be right. You might be right. It's crazy. Well, I mean, the thing is like every other day we have to talk about it here. Like, hey, Bitcoin is a risk asset that will go down in a crisis. I have said it here. I have video proof. And the whole Bitcoin community ignores me because they didn't want to believe that. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I don't know. I just feel it's so weird talking about this to you, but I'm just trying to be like, this is how I feel. I feel like I should get a Nobel Prize for model predicting Bitcoin price. That teaches us a lot, I think, about not just Bitcoin, but many commodities and things. And nobody cares. Because the only people that would care want it to be a bullish thing, and it's not. Isn't that unfortunate? Isn't that the way that it always goes? Anyways.
Anthony Monroe says Chinese and Russians want to increase their dominance. They are still profitable until 2K.
Well, they might be able to hold the 3K. I don't know. The problem that we're going to have now is like, I think there's a pretty good probability that we're going to go down to 3K. How long does it take? You know, and does the blockchain suffer in the meantime? And if it does, then that just gives them more room to move to the downside.
Anthony Monroe says the least miners worldwide, the more BTC in their pockets.
Right. Because they'll control more of the hash power. Aren't the Chinese kind of getting out of it though? Like, because China's going to have their own currency. I don't know. The thing, so here's the other side of this, is I've always been like, okay, we'll wait for it to completely crash. It might take a couple of years. And we're here to the point where I'm looking, and maybe the opportunity to go along Bitcoin will present itself. And as that's happening, world governments are creating their own cryptocurrencies. So is it going to be the case that when Bitcoin actually could go long based on my strategy, that you shouldn't go long because it's essentially dead? You know? I don't know, man. It's funny. You know, I think when you look at these sorts of things, it's like no matter what happens, there's always going to be something ironic about it. There's always got like here we are, we're limit up in the ES. I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to move up or down
Anthony
or what.
Monroe says not yet with China, Russians, USA and Europeans cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, I think that in the US they are investigating it, right? China is developing one, right? I don't know. Anyways, any way that this turns out, we're going to look back on it and we're going to be like, well, obvious that would have happened. Should have seen it coming. Pretty funny. Every time, man. Every freaking time. I need to make this a little bigger. There we go. So we can see that nice, pretty 2000 bit. Well, I don't know, guys. It might be a little quiet until equities open. Well, the treasuries are moving. Treasuries are moving. The treasuries are selling hard. It was kind of interesting to me yesterday when things were getting really hairy in equities. Treasuries were not moving up. Did they know something we don't know? Is there something else? I don't know what's going on there. USD JPY approaches a 61.8% retracement of the virus fall. Oh. When Saudi Aramco publishes its first earnings as a listed company, its world-beating profits will be overshadowed by its role in the collapse of the oil market. Could be. If you want to get money into the hands of people quickly and efficiently, let them have the full money that they earned. Approve a payroll tax cut until the end of the year, December 31st. Then you are doing something that is really meaningful. Only that will make a big difference, tweets Donald Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump. You are absolutely right. 16K likes
Anthony
in 10
Monroe
minutes.
says the only way to save U.S. economy is the flippening YIB cryptocurrency, but first, the Fed needs to re-inject its $1.5 trillion to save the companies.
So I was reading, I like to read Wall Street Bets. Now that it's popular, I like to read it more than I probably should. And it was surprising to me the number of people that thought the 1.5 trillion that the Fed is going to be injecting into the banks was literally the Fed buying 1.5 trillion of spy calls or something. Like, and they're like, haha, the Fed came in and bought everything, and then it went down and they lost all of their money. No, that is not what happened. They haven't even, like, it's a repo, it's a repurchase. They don't, it just drives me crazy, man. I'm gonna get, you know what? Let's relax. It's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend and to get a little bit of rest. I'm gonna go to bed on time tonight. What about you? You think we can go to bed on time tonight so that all of this nonsense with daylight
Anthony
savings
Monroe
time
says lol.
just can't. Ugh. I like Monday, Tuesday didn't hit me, but then Wednesday and now today I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to be up. Ooh. Okay, you know what? I have a little bit of food. Let me eat a little bit of food here. Okay.
Anthony Monroe says breath in, breath out. Buy Bitcoin.
No, I have to stick to my strategy, which means that we can't buy it until it's at 3K. I don't make the rules. Actually, I did make the rules, but gotta stick to it.
Anthony Monroe says because of Trump paranoia, my flight to Miami and LAX got cancelled.
I hope that wasn't to get home. That you were just going on a trip. Man, because I've seen a lot of pictures of empty flights. It's going to be weird to see because we're supposed to self-isolate, not, well, social distancing. I think there's going to be a point at which, after a week of this, everybody's going to be like, this is dumb. Nothing's changed. The world's not on fire yet. Maybe. We'll see. But if it works, then at some point people are going to be like, feel yeah, because it's nice outside right now. It's not like there's some death cloud out there or something like that. You know what I mean?
Da Germans are coming says hi Seth.
Wow, he really did change his name, huh? How's it going, dude? Looking back, let me finish stuffing my face here. Listen, it's hard to wake up, okay? And I didn't sleep in or anything, but like what happens is then I'll get in the shower and I take too long in the shower.
David Felkay says good morning, sir.
That's so great, dude. Maybe I should. Would you like a male German accent? I didn't add the male because I didn't like it as much. I only added the female because I thought it was sexy.
Germans are coming, says lol.
David Felkay says yes.
Okay, so since the market is limit down, or limit up rather, I see no reason to not come in here.
David Felkay says so what today, EU equities up, they bent on stimulus and locked limit up.
Do you think it's because they want, they think that they're going to get stimulus? I don't know. Germany M, that should be the same. Okay, now we got to pick which one.
David Felkay says in EU. David Felkay says yes, plan in motion 38B.
Oh, it's because of the EU stimulus? Yeah, well, I tell you what. In the United States, I'm really disappointed at the way that Congress is behaving right now. Okay. I have to tell them that I'm not a robot first. What do they want to know? Statues.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables...
Okay. So then we can come in here and we can say... Where is it? Deutschland. And we did WaveNet A, right?
Google Cloud Text.
Yep. Huh. What is F?
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers to...
That one is not sexy at all. B.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers to synthesize natural-sounding speech with 100 plus voices.
Okay, B is okay.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers...
D.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers to synthesize natural-sounding speech with...
B, D, and E?
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers to synthesize natural...
I'm thinking E. What do you guys think? You think that E is the best one? I like E. WaveNet E. Save. Okay. It already restarted. Ooh, I love that. Oh, it's going to reread
Jonder91
everything.
says thanks. Sergio Ortega says...
Hold up. I need to make sure that I don't have the auto read thing enabled when that happens.
Kai Tien Mi Sheng says good morning.
Hey, how are you? I missed that one.
David Felkai says tie they all lose.
Okay. So let's test it.
Speculator says good morning, sir.
That one is great. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. Oh my gosh. We should have added the German one from the beginning, man. It was great, wasn't it?
David Felkai says AWESOE. David Felkai says love it.
Speculator says we will ask the questions here.
Oh no, wait, that wasn't what I wanted to say. We will ask.
Speculator says we will ask the questions here.
It's not your full on, angry Nazi accent, but
David Felkai says mine stocks are rising whilst du es haltet.
Oh man. Freaking great, dude. So I'm wondering here now. Request, stream, blah, 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 blah. Where does it happen? There's the super chat. Oh yeah, there's a clip. If you see something really cool, you can do clip and it'll remind me later that something cool happened there. Don't really use it. So it's not synthesized. That's interesting. Where do I do it then? Is it in say? No. Definitely not in speaker. This is all just. That's that list that we got from yesterday.
David Felkai says deal coming today in U.S. Corona legislation. Think morning open will rage. What do you think?
Is there actually? I thought that they were gone for the week. And the deal was like the stimulus that they were proposing was pretty pathetic. It's pretty pathetic. Is it an app? Okay, hold on. Receive, display name, display message.
David Felkai says really, what was expected proposal?
Commands. Well, so it was like extending unemployment benefits and food stamps or something like that. See, it's right here. Save message. Where? I feel so lost all of a sudden. Why? No one just logs it to the file. No one just logs it to the file. Oh, wait, there's. Oh, okay. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. Commands. If command is accent. Console dialog. Okay, here we go. Synthesize says message voice. Okay. If data dot username. It's right here. Okay, so I think the way that we should do this is I need to open up a window here. We can make a new file, I think. Oh, actually, we don't need to open up a window like that. But I will just new. Where was that? Oh, it is right here. Module.async. Maybe we should put it in here. Let's put it in here. Var people equals. Okay. And we wanted David to always speak in German, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that we can say, where was we getting the accent from? Oh, right here. Accent, voice, if, voice equals people of data.username. I think. Oh, maybe we just do that. I don't know if that'll work or not. Let's just try that for now. And save. Okay, this might just like crash it. All right, let's see. Yep, it crashed. People is not defined because I did not add it to the exports, did I? Oh, voice, we just pass it in. Synthesize. Oh. Hmm. Maybe we should just pass. Yeah, I think so. Username, comma message. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Maybe the save one might have some stuff in it too. No, where's the method that I'm looking for? Text. Oh, here we go. Username, comma text, comma voice equals default. Okay. And where is it? Text? Request input text is username plus cells plus text. Okay, now my issue is that if I give it to you, then when you try and talk in a different accent, it will stop. So how do I do that? If it's default. Here we go. So we're going to say if, this is where I think that we say, if people of username, then voice equals people of username. And then we have to also say, and voice equals default. right? Okay. Save. Nope, it doesn't like that. Line 51. Oh. Wrong bracket type. Okay. Fingers crossed. Nope. It says people is not defined still. Hmm. Oh wait, where did I put that? I put that still on over in here. Line 54. Oh, I got rid of it, but I didn't save it. That's fine. Damien, what's going on? Yeah, market's on pause again. So the ES is limit up this time, which is great. So we're just taking the opportunity to make a few modifications to our text-to-speech robot.
Speculator Seth says this is a test.
Ah! Okay, so say something, David, if you're still there. Did you get them?
Gary Rich says, did you get the memo? Step up to the Fed window. It's great to be a bank. Unlimited access to liquidity.
I know, right? I mean, it drives me nuts that people think that this is just like, oh, the Fed went and bought the S&P 500 or something. No, that's not what happened. What happened was the Federal Reserve created a repurchase agreement that basically lets the bank go and use that money to loan to people and make money off of it for nothing. It basically giving the banks free profits. Does anybody else want their default voice to be something different? Oh wait, you know what? We got to test my. We got to test that I can still speak as a. Okay.
Speculator Seth says this is a test.
Hey Ace, how are you? We are fixing our text-to-speech robot. I do. Oh man, I don't know if it can. Well, we'll try it. Let's try and give you the Japanese female voice, okay? Or do we need to go in here? Think it'll work? You love the circuit breakers? Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like those characters. Unexpected string. You may want a Sailor Moon character. No. So here's how you can see the options. All right, let's find it. Google WaveNet. So you come to this link. I'll post it here in the chat. Okay. So you go there, and then you can go through here. You can change the languages, right? And then you can change the voice type, voice name bit. CL open and trading fine. So have you really been trading oil, Ace? I am. Hey, if you've been making money on it, then go ahead. But man, oil scares the hell out of me, dude. Man. Anyway, so you can change the link, but anyways, I need the voice name right here. So and it should be a WaveNet one. Those are the ones that sound good. So I can add any WaveNet one into it and have you speak as that WaveNet voice. See it reads that, but it so how is that? Let's see. JavaScript Japanese character string. Distinguishing the different types of Japanese characters is an important task for many applications involving Japanese input. The article discusses how to recognize the different character types using JavaScript and create some simple parsers for processing Japanese text. To determine if a character is Japanese, and if so, if it is hiragana, katakana, or kanji, we need to check its Unicode character code against those belonging to these sets. Here is a great reference for Japanese character codes, from which the following summary is taken. A simple character matcher. Unexpected string. Oh, you know what? It has nothing to do with that. It's that I didn't put a comma there. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Hey, look, it works. Okay, cool. So let's see now.
Ikeda Yayoi SAYS, do you have Japanese female voice?
There you go. Hope you're happy. Oh, enjoy. Oh, so amusing, guys. Isn't that great?
David Felkai says wow.
Ikeda Yayoi SAYS, does it? Thanks.
Oh my gosh. It sounds nothing like English.
David Felkai says oh wait perm German now.
Well, so if you use the other accent code, you can still speak
David
in other
Felkai says
accents.
call.
Gary Rich says at Ace, let's get this market pumped up. We got mansions to buy.
Right?
David Felkai says cool.
Ikeda Yayoi SAYS, she pronounced my name perfectly.
Man, this is so fucking entertaining.
Ace Trade says at Gary Rich morning. How are things?
Yeah, you've been doing... I haven't heard much from you since the beginning of the week, Gary. You still doing pretty good? There's another Gary in Discord, and sometimes I mix you guys up. The other Gary has been... he's like, well, if they close the markets, then I'm screwed. And I'm like, so like, don't hold over the weekend, dude. But it sounded like he was making some risky bets. Adding in like specific voices for specific people was a less change than I thought it would be, which means that I did a good job designing the original code. Now I just need to find a way to make it so that when I'm speaking, it doesn't talk.
Gary Rich says at ACE, so far so good. I've had to switch up my techniques.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, in this kind of market, you have to do something different, right? Like,
David Felkai says that do you monetize this somehow? It is awesome you document this, but what's in it for you?
Well, so I do make advertising revenue from the channel. We also, if you want to donate, there's the Patreon. You can give $5 a month for the Patreon. I do have like some affiliate
Ace Trade
codes.
says, yeah, my 3-tick stop isn't working all that great.
Yeah, I would, I'm sure. Like, the 8-tick stop hasn't been working all that great. Yesterday, I put in a trade and I just didn't put the stop in. It's like, it's a manual stop. There's also some affiliate codes. So like, for instance, I have a video about the software that I use and I have some affiliate codes there for Jigsaw. And if you buy Jigsaw from my affiliate code, that helps the channel out. So we do make a little bit of money out of it, but
No interest says, have you been trading ZN Seth or just S?
no, I've been doing both. But all sim, so I don't know. I'm really not willing to put my capital at risk in this market. Anyways, but the main reason that I do it is so that I have it recorded
Ace
for
Trade
me.
says at David Felkai he has court ordered to give back to the trading community. He wears an ankle bracelet that lets the court know when he makes too much money.
Why is it not reading this one? Oh, you know what? I know.
No interest says me too. Switch to sim.
There we go. I have an issue on the graphical side of this, that it just like after a while there's too many messages and it doesn't process them quickly enough for some reason. I probably should fix that. Let's maybe take a look at that. I think we can put this list here in the video description. Or, well, maybe not the video. I don't know where we can put it. The thing is the robot can't talk in YouTube chat. That's not a part of their API to send messages. So, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. Anyways, like the reason that I started doing this originally was that Futures.io was having a journaling contest, and the contest was to do video, and I was like the only person that did it. So part of it was like, well, I'm obligated to keep going because I was the only one that did it. But I found it really useful because I can go back and I can look at what trades I made and what I'm doing and why I thought what I did and everything like that. And so for me, it's just a really great record, and it's really helped me improve. And then all you guys come in and give me all sorts of great suggestions, and some of you really know your stuff. And so that's the benefit that I've gotten out of it. And we do make some money, but it's not like a significant amount or anything.
Gary Rich says, I noticed that these percent moves are so wide that I had to adjust for the velocity of the move.
Totally.
No interest says, I have greatly benefited from looking back at order flow history in your vids. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There are a lot of people that literally come in every day and watch the whole video. I'm not kidding. Like they don't talk to me. They're not people that come in and say stuff, but I can see from the stats that people will watch the whole thing on replay. Mm-hmm.
Live Action says, did you win?
No. They canceled the contest. So I never won. So I didn't win. It's funny, right? And then when I was posting videos, like I made one-off videos and I was posting them, and they asked me to stop. So it was kind of funny. The treasuries have actually been moving a decent range here. Like when we started, they were all the way up at 25. Man, so I'm just sitting here thinking, is it possible for the JavaScript page to track my voice?
Ace Trade says at Gary Rich, yeah, it's a brave new world we are in.
I don't know if the world is brave. They look scared out of their pants to me. Seriously, they're only putting 150 on the 10-year. On the 10-year! It used to be 2,000 was like a light day. 2,000 was like, oh, I don't know if I can trade it. My gosh. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, right? Well, it's nice that the E-mini has moved over to June now, though. There's that.
Damien Asman says, yay, only oil futures moving.
I wish I got DOM data for the oil, but it's not in my. Yeah, I don't get it from. I might get it from the demo data, maybe. Actually, let's check that. I always need to do this so that I don't. Oh no, you know what? I need to open up the market analyzer and add CL to it. Okay. And then over on this side, probably won't show up. Oh, no, it does show up. Okay. Hey. Oil. Oil. Okay, well, we don't need all that nonsense. Don't need the snapshots. Don't need the. No, we do need the current trades. We do want that. But we don't need. Well, I don't think we really need LTQ. That's what we don't really need. Alert column, order column. Cool. Oh, doesn't no, there we go. And we can make these really tiny. Right? A whole lot big. There we go. Probably we can. I bet you we get a lot more levels of depth than that, huh? Yep. Da, 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 da. Oil. I'll just put it there like that for now. Oh,
Damien Asman says, what platform are you using?
So this is, I use Jigsaw Day Trader and NinjaTrader 8. I have a video on the channel called What is the Best Futures Trading Software Platform, where I discuss that. There's affiliate codes if you use the affiliate code by Jigsaw. I really appreciate it.
Ace Trade says at Gary Rich going to put a short sale down at 2,581.25, take off stop and target. What could possibly go wrong? Gary Rich says at Ace, I cannot stand myself when I give back a month's worth of profits in a week. Gary Rich says at Ace, I cannot stand myself when I give back a month's worth of profits in a week.
Yeah. That's
Ace
what I
Trade
did.
says at Gary Rich, yeah, like Whopper once said, sometimes the only way to win is to not play.
That's why I stopped.
Damien Asman says at Gary Rich, do like me only 200 per day's win or loss. Ace Trade says at Damien Asman, Gary spends more than that a day on strippers. Ace Trade says going short CL 32.81. Gary Rich says as an option seller, these are the times when you give back money.
Oh yeah.
Live Action says the past 2 times we went limit this week during Globex the level was not broken for hours, with some nice additional range.
David Felkai says fair value is way up, think there will be a big pop on open 4 mints.
Sebastian Marquez says crazy, so crazy. Gary Rich says I've been working with some option order flow stuff. Deciding which software suits my needs.
Well, my understanding is that Jigsaw is getting full-on stocks stuff soon, and I can only guess that options is not far behind.
Ace Trade says 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No Interest says what software is good for options flow?
Well, the only one that I really know of is Tasty Trade. Well, and of course Thinkorswim, but I wouldn't use them anymore. They've just kind of been not so good ever since TD Ameritrade bought them. It's just exactly like what we thought it would be. And they ruined them.
Michael ATF says morning all.
Good morning. Oh, I know what I needed to look at. Open. Come on. This one right here. Yep, it's here. See, somewhere in this JavaScript down in here there's a bug. Okay, there's the open. Woo, look at that. Okay, so they went all the way up to 2614. It's a good $20 higher. Man.
No Interest says dat gap.
Whale pretty wild there on the open too.
David Felkai says where is circuit upper?
Where's the 7%? Yeah, let's find out. Futures Trader 71 has been... What is he saying? Are you using Gain Capital's platform or some white label of it? Seriously consider going elsewhere. It is apparently down again this morning, dealing with their platform issues plus volatile markets is work for the insane, in my opinion. I'm not asking you to move your account to anywhere in particular, but I have referred many people to that platform in the past and regret it. Past 9 months, they haven't even bothered to inform customers when it goes down or what they will do about it. Terrible. That's Futures Trader 71. But where are the reference prices? Always posts it.
No Interest says no upper circuit.
No, there's still... Oh, maybe you're right. There's not an upper limit during the regular session. It's only down.
Ace Trade says I'm long 2610.25.
David
Well.
Felkai says it's okay, you will see it in a second when it halts. David Felkai says oh.
No
It's only
Interest
during
says
the
only
Globex.
during Globex.
Okay, you're right. Another face-ripping night into the 30-year, says John. Well, the
Live
bonds
Action
are
says I got
not
terrible filled
moved.
2613 long.
Yeah, it's just not. So you know what I've been doing, Ace, that or Live Action that has helped me is like I'll sit down and I'll be like, okay, if I have a signal that it normally goes for 8 ticks, I will wait for them to go and say, I'll pretend I got in here, and then I'll
Ace
wait
Trade
for them to
says
stop
out.
me out, and then I'll wait for them to do another one, and then I'll do it there, and that one has been better. Okay, so that's not good. That one has gone too far, so that's cancels out the long for me. Or you do it on like those right there, like at 03. But I think that we're in a downtrend, so that would not going to take that one. Wow, are they going to go try and retrace the gap? That could be funny. Bloomberg, and no coronavirus tests can assess 4,000 patients a day. Good deal.
Ace Trade says put a hand stop, ended up short same place 2,610.25.
Okay. Mm-mm. Oil sure does fidget a lot. Testing in US will accelerate. Yeah.
Gary Rich says I'm trying to trade within these windows of time. April, May the earnings will be marked down and expect more volatile moves.
Oh, here's an interesting tweet from Futures Magazine. How's interest rates, liquidity, and volume on screen today not having a
Live
trading
Action
pit
says
as a
me too out
liquidity
had
pool
stop on entry.
puts buy side in the dark for structured option trades? And he retweets Albert Marquez. Says, good morning to everybody, except for those that don't think trading floors serve a purpose. Remember, Democrats pushed impeachment while coronavirus spread. No, they did. Okay, well, I guess technically.
David Felkai says lol structure, we are on the floor literally.
Kramer is on CNBC telling people to sell this bounce.
Live Action says entering here.
I gotta wait. Don't trade first 5 to 10 minutes of the mini open. I gotta turn in again.
David Felkai says they know nothing.
Try it with an exclamation mark at the end. Sometimes
Live
they'll
Action
say
says out
something.
Kramer spoke to me. Ace Trade says at Live Action may God have mercy on your soul.
David Felkai says they know nothing.
Man, I don't know. Sometimes it's really hard to get it to like say things loudly. I can't. Every once in a while you'll say something and they say it just absolutely perfect, but most of the time it doesn't get it right. Needs more time. That technology is good, just needs more time. Oh yeah, I'm surprised. Here's another headline that's been going on that we should talk about is that Lagarde is being skewered for comments on bond spreads as the ECB goes into damage control. So she said something and everybody started criticizing her. Which is funny because, you know, we thought that she was good at that. And the first time that she spoke, she was certainly eloquent. But it seems to me that with a central bank that you just kind of are bound to say something that they don't like. You know what I mean?
Live Action says RTY breaking open lower. Gary Rich says I'm not gonna be a bull until the 10 years gets to 1.45% yield. Until then, just have to be cautious of these wild moves.
Why do you think 1.45? Now here's a question I've been wondering. What maybe one of you guys know. How much do mortgage rates?
Ace Trade says can someone do that math? Tell me when we get close to the next circuit breaker trips.
There's only downside circuit breakers, Ace. There's only downside circuit breakers. Which means that we would have to be making new session lows to be triggering anything.
Gabriel Año says hi my friend, how are you?
Hey Gabriel, where have you been? I'm doing pretty good.
Gabriel Año says like from Brazil.
Hey, thank you very much. We haven't done too much
Gabriel
today
Año
because we
says
were
thumbs up.
opened limit up again. Well, we were frozen going into this again. I wonder if after all of this and having some experience doing them and stuff, that maybe they'll adjust some of the rules now. Because I feel like, for instance, that doing it as like 5% and then 7% is dumb. I think it should be 5% and 10% or something like that, you know, because they just go right to the 7.
Bot says, so why was the S halted going up this morning if there's only downside circuit breakers?
So it wasn't halted.
Live Action says short Russell we.
There is a limit up on the overnight session, but there are not circuit breakers on the upside.
Ace Trades says yes, I'm short from 2,610.25. The market is going down. Just wondering where they will pull the plug so I can get out before.
I got you.
Gabriel Año says here in Brazil the stock exchange gave a circuit break.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ace, so what happens is when you hit the limit down, the circuit breaker doesn't trigger right away. It has to stay offered for like a minute or 2 minutes before they invoke the rule. So if they get down there and it stays at limit down, then get out. Like the whole thing is set up for you to get out.
池田弥生 SAYS グレートトレードエース
This is just great, dude. I love it. Swiss pharmaceutical giant announced it has received emergency approval from regulators for new tests. Yes, okay, that's the same thing. Man, they cratering down there pretty good.
Bot says so it didn't trade from 7:20 Eastern Time until 9:30 Eastern Time, but it wasn't halted.
Yeah, exactly.
Ace Trades says oh, that makes sense. Don't want to get my hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yep. Like when it's been halted, it's literally like nobody puts any orders in, even though they can. You'll see like 1 or 2.
David Felkay says 229.750 limit down.
It was
Gabriel Año says in Brazil it goes something like this: $1 is in the range of 5 reais.
22.84. 22.84 is the downside 7% limit. I don't think we'll get there, but man, I can only imagine trading down there. Talking about Gabriel, talking about what's been going on in Brazil. I mean,
Maciek says
they're
hi.
David Felkay says very unlikely.
Ace Trades says thanks. That will pay off my house. Not really. Gary Rich says did you see the move on the Dow when Fed announced the 500 billion? It took off 1k points in 15 minutes. Then went negative 1k points later. Velocity.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, the market liquidity in this market is just ridiculous. That's all. It shouldn't be moving as far as it is. Quite frankly, it shouldn't be moving as far as it is, but because the market makers have hold all of the liquidity, everybody's using market orders and going with momentum, and it just goes on these wild swings, even though the change in the situations and stuff does not justify moves this big. Although I suppose that 2450 was a reasonable target. I should drink some water here. I haven't been doing good keeping myself hydrated.
David Felkay says yes, unopen outcry pit would 100% fix this from happening, lol.
Actually probably could. Because those guys would still be there no matter what. And they can talk to each other and work something out instead of just being, market orders everywhere. But I blame it on the robots, man. I'm not quite sure what would be like fair and constitutional and everything else like that. But what I would like to see is if you are an
David
algorithmic
Felkay
trading
says blame
firm.
the machine, natural.
Yeah, blame the machine. If you're an algorithmic trading firm, I think that you shouldn't be allowed to pull the liquidity Like, you should have to suffer a certain amount loss before you can pull the liquidity. Because it's just not fair that they shove everybody else out of the market, and, everybody that would have provided liquidity in a time like this. And then when the liquidity is needed, they just disappear, right? The people that are providing the liquidity should be there all the time. I'm okay with them reducing their risk, but they shouldn't be able to just completely disappear like the robots have this week.
Live Action says out Russell, nice one.
David Felkai says yeah jump capital would not agree.
Ace Trade says yeah, I know this is the robots, and I know I'm taking money from someone's 401k, but do I feel bad? No, I do not. All the time I gave back to those robots.
Right.
Masiak says only good script can earn money by this volatility, everything other are luck.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me that if you ride momentum and you have a big enough stop, you can make money pretty consistently in this situation, but all it takes is like one really bad trade. So, what's Donald Trump saying here? The Federal Reserve must finally lower the Fed rate to something comparable to the competitor central banks. Jay Powell and the group are putting us at a decided economic and physiological disadvantage. Should never have been this way. Also stimulate. No, wrong. Wrong, Donald, because we only have, we're at 0.5. They're going to reduce it again tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next Wednesday. And then you can reduce it one more time and then you're negative. And to get to what the European banks have been doing, we'd have to go negative, and if we went negative, that would be a severe problem for the global economy. Don't do it.
No interest says you just need deep pockets in this environment.
David Felkai says bully the Fed, only guy who could.
Okay, so there was a long there. I don't want to play this area. I'm worried about the flip back. Also, the fact that we stayed stuck at limit up and then retrace that and are coming back to that 5% level is like really...
Ace Trade says yeah,
shifty.
I heard it.
It's also like really shifty. You like the beep sound, Ace?
Gary Rich says I looked back at the 10 years. Every move down to 1.41% it reversed, it was a line in the sand. Once it failed to move up, something was going to be bad. And boom.
It is a good support area, isn't it? See, this is exactly what I'm freaking talking about. It gives you the long, and then the next bar it cancels it out.
Ace Trade says it's weird. It's like seeing your painting in someone's living room.
David Felkai says is the beep the sound that reminds you to keep your hands out of the cookie jar for the next 3 to 6 months?
No, it's just a
Air Cages says
signal
hello
that,
everyone.
That you should have been paying attention and that price moved. There was probably already a significant shift in momentum. But you can see there, the next bar, they completely went down.
Ace Trade says the signal would have given 2 points however.
Yeah, I would have. You're right. You're right. I'd say, like, I don't know. Sometimes in those areas, it's really shaky, and there are some places where it would have stopped you out. But on that one, I don't think that was the case. You probably would have had to have had quick fingers, though, huh? Definitely qualified, though, in terms of like how far the sellers overextended.
Air Cages says, did you see that BTC drop? God have mercy on my soul.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I really want some recognition for the Bitcoin thing, man. It's like, I feel like I should get a Nobel Prize. I think I deserve it. That's so ridiculous.
Ace Trade says, but since my 10-minute bar is red and we are below, I would not have taken it.
Yeah, that was a good point. I mean, I might take something at the top of the hour. We'll see where we're at.
Sebastian Marquez says this isn't a time to buy highs and sell lows. Think of the simple rule of buying low and selling high. Be overly patient. The world isn't ending, but the media is on different level right now.
David Felkai says, oh yeah, where do you put value again for BTC? The transaction model you have puts it around 3K?
Yeah, so 3K would be the point at which I would say that it's getting oversold. So when you have
Ace
a
Trade says
real
it's
bubble
Sebastian
pop,
Marquez, okay boomer.
when you have a real bubble pop, everybody gets out. And so if they completely flush the market out this time, and they haven't been doing that lately, but if they do, this 3K.
Twemdog says, Seth, have you gathered stats on Ace's signal? Curious why you're not trading it if it's proven profitable.
So I haven't back tested that part yet. I made myself a couple of tools to help myself trade it. I'm kind of watching it a little bit. I do plan on trading it. I'm also going to do a little bit more back testing. Actually, I think it did do. I have to go back and look. I did some back testing that did show that you're almost always going to get the 2 points. But
Air Cages says, do you think a 50% drop in less than 24 hours organic? Ace Trades says at Twemdog, it's not so much a signal as a suggestion.
yeah.
Lol.
David Felkai says the model is dynamic on volume, right? So if it trades 3K and the transaction volume comes off significantly, would you not reprice it lower again?
Yes, exactly. But there is kind of a lag a little bit, because you can't just take it like on a day-by-day basis, because there are like days of the week where there's more transaction value and things like that. So it is averaged out a little bit. So when you have a really fast move, it might take a little bit of time for us to reprice and see where that actually is going to be at. But the other side of that is that, again, when everybody gets washed out, it seems to me that the ecosystem itself seems to be able to support Bitcoin at that lower band. But that doesn't mean that they won't go through it. So we'll see what happens. And it doesn't mean that some manipulator won't come in and try and stop it from going down there and try and pump it again. Because what's been happening lately is they always prevent it from getting down to that level where it would be, a good risk reward to buy. Okay, so anyways, so on Ace's thing, the big issue is that the market is just too volatile for me to trade it. So I do need to do a little bit more statistical data on it and everything, but the information that I have right now says that there is some edge to it. But like Ace said, it's not really a straight thing. So like if you take a trade literally every time that you hear that beep, you will lose money. Okay, you will lose money. Especially if you try and let every single one of those ride. So you kind of have to see more than just that. Because it's not that because we're looking at a shift in momentum. You know what I mean? Like there's a shift in momentum. You need to have seen something on the other direction that says that there's too many people on it. And that they're getting stuck, and that it's going to switch to really justify taking it. Does that make sense? So yeah.
Live Action says tick rising price holding could go short like a delta.
David Felkai says it would smooth over a period on extreme values in transaction volume then.
Yeah.
Ace Trade says like time, it worked perfect. 2 points plus. Air Cages says crypto needs circuit breakers. Jesus. Ace Trade says I meant that time, it worked perfect. It would have given you a clean entry, 3 tick stop and 2 points plus. Air Cages says I feel I've aged 5 years in 24 hours. Live Action says out waiting for low Breel now. Live Action says here. Twemdog says sure, not every signal works, but if you're making those 2 points day in and day out, just size up.
Mm-hmm.
David Felkai says 60% of the time it works every time.
Yeah, I mean, Dwemdog, I was trading it for a long time and I made a lot of money on it, actually. Like, I think that at one point it was up like $300.
Ace Trade says at Twemdog size up? Why didn't I think of that?
$300 on micro contracts. But,
Live Action says my post came on your site way too late. I was already out by the time it posted was another real good one. Gary Rich says at Ace I saw the chart Seth showed here. Interesting.
yeah. But then I blew it all in like one day when the markets got crazy and I was, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, so you can still screw it up. That's why I said, okay, well, I can keep trading and everything, but
Air Cages
I
says
really
I've had
shouldn't be
some buy
putting money at
orders at
risk.
4K. Almost pulled them too because it almost felt like we're going to test $1,000.
Well, I don't know. They've kind of settled down for today, haven't they? Yeah.
Twemdog says no hate towards you,
45.
Ace. Just curious why Seth doesn't trust it and trade it is all.
No, it's not that I don't trust it. It's has more to do with the market itself, Twemdog. That this market right here is
Ace Trade
not
says like that
favorable.
great roasted chicken producer Kenny Rogers once said, you have to know when to hold them.
Oh yeah, that's like a really good point, Ace. That's the other thing is that the reason that it works so well is when you let them run. So I'm getting a little bit better at knowing when I can let it run because I'm combining it with some other things that I see that can give you a good possibility of it.
Gary Rich says hand in the cookie jar, but hand in blender. Ouch.
There's absolutely times though where you'll get it and you know that you can ignore it. Like in this market, a momentum
Air
shift can
Cages
happen so
says Seth
quickly.
is not going to trade a system that wasn't designed by his own two hands.
I take things that I find that have edge and combine them, I guess. Anyways, like I already had added some things in there that I think kind of help us see
Ace
the
Trade
condition
says
we're
at
looking
Gary
for
Rich,
better.
if it's any comfort, I'm doing okay on this one trade.
But I'm just not going to put, until the liquidity comes back, I really don't feel comfortable putting any of my money at risk.
Live Action says G spoons on one tick break. This is not good so far.
I saw there was a little bit of a turn up. I see another potential for us to get another ding, but I don't know. It might be another bad signal.
Gary Rich says at Ace great keep at it.
Everything else that I'm seeing right now says short. The market is also in a disjointed state right now where the hour and the open was very negative, but we're still positive on the day, which can lead to some really weird action.
Live Action says few nearly scratched it.
What is this from GovTrader? Dealers are telling me they badly want the 1 trillion in repos but can't take it. Post-crisis rules among so many different regulators make it nearly impossible for them to take the money. They are telling the Fed their problems that the Fed had no clue. Whoa, really? Oh, that is so interesting.
Air Cages says I've heard a saying that you can lead a horse to water but you can't make him take a trade in a volatile market. Gary Rich says at Ace I'm glad you wanna get into trading crude.
You guys scare me with the crude stuff.
Ace Trade says stepping away from computer. You're confident the circuit breaker won't trip until down below 2,300?
Oh, absolutely positive. I'm gonna give you some price, so hold on here.
Trent Johnson says hey Seth could use a little help understanding the total loss of bids and asks sizes in the ZB.
So right here is a level, and then the next level, the significant level I've got below
Ace
that
Trade
is
says that Gary Rich still short from
2508.
32.82.
So that was kind of like a significant low overnight. Wait, it wasn't the low overnight, was it? No, it was just the last significant pivot on an hourly basis. So those are some spots where you might want to be watching. Okay, so Trent, this is what happens. Hold on. Look, see, there it was. I told you they might get a ding. That one was interesting. Anyways, so the all of that liquidity, those bids and offers that you see on ZB and ZN, majority of that is robots. And when markets become extremely volatile, those strategies don't work very well, and they turn them off essentially, and they do other algorithms that are mostly taking market orders. So this is where I say, like, for market making kind of strategies, this kind of a market can be very difficult. For a liquidity providing strategy, so they just turn them off. I would say, if you have a really big account and you can afford to take a couple of bets, it's worth swinging. You want to have a bigger stop, but you can get such big runs in momentum that you can just say, okay, this is the way the momentum is going, and taking it. But I wouldn't risk a whole lot, and in general, I would just say minimize your risk and don't take it. Like, watch the action because you can learn a lot from watching it, but you don't necessarily want to trade it. If it's not favorable action to you, just don't trade it.
Ace Trade says that Gary Rich still short from 32.82. Ace Trade says but you wouldn't take that signal because overall we are down.
Yep.
Gary Rich says at Ace the next step is eventually get into options. It's beautiful.
David Felkai says economic indicators are only suggestions now, like a stoplight in a snowstorm.
Live Action says Seth, you ever hear what the robots are reacting to? Live Action says here. Ace Trade says at Gary Rich I'm not sure, tricks, dogs, old, new. Trent Johnson says thank you bro.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed some spots where there is always some sort of strange order flow reaction. So just as an example, here we're developing a range. Oh, that's already too fast. We developed a range here. You're almost always going to see them try and stop these guys out and see some crazy order flow, right? Now they're doing it again. They're gonna do both of these. See that? It's like clockwork. The problem is you don't know when they do it, how far they'll go on those. Like, that one could have gone all the way down to here, for all we know. But there are some spots, moving averages and things like that the E-mini in particular seems to really react to. You don't necessarily know what it's going to do, but you know that there's going to be a reaction. So it's interesting. What's Mitt Romney say? All seniors, especially those like me who are over 70, must take every precaution. We are the ones most likely to suffer the most severe complications from COVID-19 that will overwhelm the healthcare system. Please follow strict social distancing and even consider self-quarantine. Yes, if you are over the age of 50, I would say, like, seriously, just quarantine yourself.
Air Cages says I thought Bitcoin was supposed to be a safe haven asset. I feel a little bit betrayed. On the other hand, a stable coin would be pretty boring to trade.
How many times have we talked about that on this stream, man? I've been saying for years it's not a safe haven asset. Nobody believes me. Why wouldn't they just listen? I don't understand. What do you gotta do? What do you gotta do? It's really bothering me. Really bothering me.
Masiak says most important on market is discipline.
Yeah.
David Felkai says there is no safe haven, it's a myth, look at gold.
Right? It's just...
Air Cages says you told me it's okay, Seth.
I just want people to subscribe to my Patreon and study the model and understand the way that the world works correctly instead of chasing this fable that, you know, there's something called a store of value. Oh, it makes me angry. It makes me so unhappy inside to sit there and be like, I know something. And I know it. And I've been telling people for years, and everybody tells me I'm wrong, but I know that I'm right. And then I'm proven right, and everybody just kind of moves on like nobody cares. Nobody cares, and I'm sitting here like, no, wait, like this is important. Like there's something to learn here, and you guys are just moving on and don't care.
Gary Rich says Bitcoin will be a haven, but when markets ass crack. The theory of safe haven gets tested.
If things really fell apart, like the dollar broke up, then maybe that would be a different situation. But I don't think that we're ever really going to see that.
David Felkai says what you are saying is the only thing about Bitcoin that has made sense to me.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I mean, the thing that is so wild to me about this, when I developed this thing, because it was literally like somebody said, well, like I was arguing about it on the online and things like that, and I said to myself, okay, I bet you I can prove it. I will drop a model, and it will show us exactly what we want to see. So I literally went into Excel and I put some data in there, and then I said this should be the formula generally, and I did have to you know, debug things a little bit, but like I literally went through and I said this is what gives it value. Here's how you calculate that. Here's the chart. And then when I looked at the chart, I was like, holy shit. This shows even better than I thought that it was going to. Exactly every spot that I would want to buy and sell it. It was absolutely perfect. And I did it during lunch at work, and I came home to my wife and I was like, I'm a genius. Like I'm showing I found something that is worth billions of dollars. And there's no way. There's no way, like this kind of a thing, you never find this. You never find this. There must be something wrong with it. And then I traded it, we keep watching it, and it keeps working. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how well it's worked out. And I feel like, you know, this is something that like everybody in the cryptocurrency world should be aware of, and they don't care. It's just like, what do you got to do? What, I mean, it's not like I do like crazy marketing or anything like that. Maybe I should start paying for marketing or something, but I really thought that just showing the thing would be enough to, I don't know. Anyways.
David Felkai says the argument for value on transaction amount makes sense given it's mine feature.
Right. I mean, if you couldn't do a transaction with it, if you couldn't give it to somebody else, then it literally can't have value. Right? It's just it's almost so duh that it's almost dumb. But that ends up being really important.
Air Cages says sorry, Seth wasn't paying attention. I was too busy buying more Bitcoin to store my value. You were saying? Air Cages says speculator Seth finds formula that proves God doesn't exist.
Right.
David Felkai says how do you get total volume in your model? Do you look at altcoins or just bit?
Gary Rich says secret. BTC. Examine the float difference. It's the key for the vicious moves in Bitcoin.
Okay, so David, the way that I look at it is so there's a couple of data sources that you can find, but basically you're looking for a daily transaction value. Bitcoin, I forget the name of the website anymore. But there's a couple of different places that give estimates based on this. There's different ways that they do it because different websites will filter it different ways and stuff like that. But there's one in particular that filters it really well. Okay, now the treasuries are really moving. Anyways, so that daily transaction value is the main thing that we're getting. So essentially what we're doing is we're watching the blockchain and seeing every transaction in the blockchain and then saying, okay, at this particular moment in time, how much money was that? What was that worth? And adding it all together. And ignoring certain transactions that are known to, just be mixers or things like that. Oh, wow. ZB is down 224? You're right. This is pretty wild. I'm still not quite sure what is happening in the E-mini, though. It's suggesting to me along, but... Oh, you know what? I think I want to take it. But where at? Right there. Oh, it's probably too late. Okay. Nope. Nope, don't do that. Okay. Yeah, value over quantity.
Gary Rich says Hedera HBAR has solved this issue with not allowing a bunch of people to control the float. I'm super long on Hedera, like 5 to 10 years. Harlequin says honestly I am really curious who and what caused the buy surge during the night. I mean it was like 4 hours before the European Open when the Dow climbed 1,400 points in 80 minutes.
That was because the Europeans were announcing stimulus.
Air Cages says is that one of those cheap knockoff crypto projects that try to be the next Bitcoin? Ace Trades says at Air Cages thanks to Seth's suggestions, I'm putting all of today's profits into Bitcoin.
No. The model says that Bitcoin could move to $3,000, so don't buy it yet.
Air Cages says good call Ace. Same.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I missed it again. Damn it. Fuck.
Gary Rich says Hedera will kick Garlic Coin in the nuts. Harlequin says it's Seth the Europeans said that during the night? I mean it was 5 a.m. in Germany.
Oh, really? I don't know. I just know that
Air Cages says
overnight...
Seth always makes me want to buy even more Bitcoin.
Okay. That's a little bit better.
Air Cages says thank you based Seth.
Okay, we're going to focus on this for a second, all right? No, it doesn't look like they like me. It's really moves around a lot. Kind of makes me seasick. Like that. That's
Harlequin
so
says from
fucking
5
annoying.
a.m. to 6:20 a.m. German time the Dow climbed 1,400 points. Just lol. I mean European action usually starts at 8 a.m. during pre-session and 9 a.m. regular open.
What time was that in US time? I have to calculate back out. I just know that the reason that there was buying overnight in the overnight session generally was because of talk of European stimulus. So initially they were still selling. Oh, come on. Okay, so I got involved in an area where they're really starting to battle it out. It's a little annoying. Look at that.
Air Cages says seems like markets are finally stabilizing.
Thank you.
Ace Trades says at Air Cages I'm going to take all the shares my dad has in Apple, all of mom's shares in Tesla, mortgage the house, everything, and putting it into Bitcoin. Thank you, Seth.
I know he's joking, but whenever I hear that, I just get so triggered, man. No. I know people that do that. Like, I've read stories of people that do that. Ugh. It's so bad. Thank you. Whew.
Air Cages says why are you telling me this? Just do it. Thank you, Seth.
Just do it.
Live Action says at Harlequin Germany pledged unlimited credit.
Yeah, it was Germany in particular that was like,
Gary Rich says I laugh when
let's
people
pump
say
this
can't use
bitch.
Bitcoin or crypto to purchase stuff. Well, Visa has a card to do so. It's a transactional thing, not Bitcoin to use at a store. Please think.
David Felkai says that your model is now responsible for the entire world's wealth.
No.
Ace Trades says I'm opening a kiosk in all the local Costcos. Calling it Seth's Bitcoin Life Changer.
Thank you. Hey, there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I would like, or just a Nobel Prize. I would be okay. I would be okay with the Nobel Prize too.
Ace Trades says it will be the model of all local businesses. MLM. Harlequin says at ACE Trades honestly Ace, are you really this dumb? This is the dumbest thing you could ever do. I mean I am talking about Garlicoin the whole time and you wanna invest in Bitcoin? Useless fool.
I was like,
Air
dude,
Cages
that's
says
harsh.
Seth turned me into crypto maximalist. Thank you, Seth. Ace Trades says at Harlequin sorry, sarcasm doesn't translate into text.
No, we're focused on this
Air
micro
Cages
trade,
says
okay?
best crypto channel by far.
God. You really tricked me on that one, dude. Well done. Oh my gosh, that was freaking hilarious. Okay, so this is telling me to get out. I think they might go higher, like my gut says higher, but when I see a shooting star like that, it's just like I should get out. So it worked. Yeah, well, it didn't really. Forgot about that. I had to take it a few times. So I can get out and I'm gonna miss like the best upside of it.
Air Cages says shooting star. Technical analysis Seth.
Yeah.
Gary Rich says does Garlic Coin have micro lots? I wanna smash the bid. Ace Trades says step right up,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
you can
Come
trade
see
as
the eighth wonder of the world, Seth's Bitcoin.
You can
Now
trade
you
as
too can
small
be a
as you want.
millionaire.
You can trade as small as you want. Bitcoins. Oh, there we go. That one I find interesting when it's like, it's slowing down. Oh, good dish. I love it. It's
Live
Fun to
Action
watch.
says these are good conditions to get in and out on a tick. Harlequin says at ACE trades, of course I know it is sarcasm. Who in their right mind would ever think about investing in Bitcoin if Garlicoin is a better option?
Okay, here's the open
Air
again.
Cages says you can trade 0.01 Bitcoins, guys.
David Felkai says that every bank is tapping the central window to borrow to buy BTC.
Yeah, you can trade 0.01 Bitcoins. Mm-mm.
Ace Trade says at Harlequin that's the spirit.
I could have held on to that to the 85. That would have been better. But hey,
Live
look,
Action says I am serious on the in out on a tick.
$50. They're still going. He's still buying this.
Ace Trade says out of my
I
trade.
don't know.
Now I can afford toilet paper when it arrives in the stores again.
Oh, did you go long at some point? I'm telling you that CME needs to open a market for toilet paper. Right? This is a trading
What
opportunity.
is this other inferior accent I am hearing? Is this the new Corona accent?
So, you probably missed it, Harlequin. So we added the ability to give certain people a specific accent all the time unless they choose to use the accent command. So I can give you all different voices if you want. No. When they were right here.
David Felkai says I want a new accent. What are my options?
Harlequin says I take China. Germans are coming says German for me please.
Гарри Рич сейс камрейт Трампуэла науниса Путин коин. He has been our Russian spy since the age of 15. Manchurian candidate.
Ace Trade says can you give me John Wayne? Air Cages says I want you to remove these ghastly charts and place a bright orange Bitcoin logo right in the middle of your screen. God bless Bitcoin. Germans are coming says actually I'll take Russian.
There's an update available for my pen too.
Ace Trade says all hail the god of Bitcoin. Seth is the pope of Bitcoin.
There was
David
some
Felkai says PLS. David
there-
Felkai says okay, can I get Russian or Ukraine?
there was some trades.
Masiak says I
in
can't
the
figure
ES
out
for a
why
while,
people
but
want buying toilet paper now.
I can't either. I don't understand. I think that is just a meme. Like, at first, somebody really wanted toilet paper, and so somebody else said, "Oh, well, everybody's buying toilet paper," and then they post about it on Facebook, and all of a sudden it's a thing, right? I think that's how that happens. Anyways, okay, so I'm just noticing here when we started, in around the E-mini, because I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything until the E-mini opens, and the treasuries were pretty tight for the first little bit. They moved down and then they come back up, and I can't really make much sense of it. The correlation between the two of them is just kind of bizarre. The treasuries are bidding up. I guess they must be thinking that some sort of stimulus is on the way. I don't know. Anyways, now the treasury all of a sudden is getting extremely volatile. Of course, ES is volatile too, but I don't know. So I kind of think like I got lucky in an area. I was a little bit too hesitant about the move, and I could have taken a lot more from it. But I kind of think that now, given the time of day and everything else, that I should probably sit on my hands a little bit. We will be able to go a little bit longer than we normally do because my work has told everybody to work from home. So, do you have a Korean accent? That's a good question. Where is it? Which one of these is that's Korean? I think they do have a Korean one.
David Felkai says I will splash the pot whenever the fuck I want.
구글 클라우드 텍스트 투 스피치 이너블스 디벨로퍼스 투 신서사이즈 내추럴 사운딩 스피치 위드 100 플러스 보이시즈 어베일러블 인 멀티플 랭귀지즈 앤드 베리언츠. It applies demand as ground breaking research in WaveNet and Google as powerful neural networks to deliver the highest speed.
Okay, let's listen to the different voices.
구글 클라우드 텍스트 투 스피치. 구글 클라우드 텍스트 투 스피치 이너
구글 클라우드 텍스트 투 스피치 이너블스
Oh yes, that the girl voices are just so good sometimes. Korea, WaveNet A.
Da Germans are coming says how the Indian accent sound.
Oh, we have India on there, don't we? Yeah. You do India M. Does one.
Harlequin says that was horrible, super inferior, China number 1.
The China one it really is great, isn't it?
Gary Rich says, did I just have a stroke? I'm hearing weird voices.
We should mess with that later. I think I need to watch this. I'm wondering, are they going to turn down again? We kind of getting one of these. We're kind of getting one of these sorts of things. And we're like right here, so I'm wondering, we turn down again or what? I mean, there it is right there. I don't know why it's not beeping at me. It should.
David Phil Casey will splash the pot to universe the fuck event.
There, now it does it. Oh, it didn't do it because it hadn't made the other one turn down yet. Gotcha. Missed it. Come on. Damn. All right. This is still kind of suggesting short to me, but
Da Germans are coming says Prince just came and they bought up yesterday's lows.
jeez. As soon as I get into it.
David Felkai says Teddy KGB.
Oh, I don't have the Ukraine mail one on there. Maybe I should just add like literally everything. Then we don't have then it's just done, you know? Okay. That's a little bit better.
Harlequin says, why is the volume in the old contract still higher? I never seen that
don't
on
know.
oil TBH. Every time after rollover date the new contract has more volume.
The ES did not turn over as quickly as it normally would either. Well, that sucks that I missed that, but hey, it's fine. Too fast.
Masiak says triangular correction.
My gosh. Okay. Fine. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
Live action says, Seth, what does that meter on ZB tell you?
You mean this right here? It's actually for ES, but it's just the number of market buys versus market sells. You can see they're really selling it right now. I haven't reset it the whole session, have I? So like we could reset it right now and we could say, okay, I saw a significant thing. I want to think about maybe taking it.
Live
Let's see
action
what
says
the market
yes.
orders do. And then it's a power meter, tells you whether there's more market buying or market selling. And I know exactly how many. Right? Okay. Sellers are winning. Looks like there's more to it.
Live action says cool, kind of like breath or a tick. Da Germans are coming says why you still mourning guy says my wife missed the bus.
What? I'm gonna come back up there a little bit. Oh no. There we go. Wait too long. Wait too long. This one's, I think that this upside's gonna get broken here. No.
Da Germans are coming says she didn't read my joke, geez.
Did she not read it? I didn't see the first part of it. Maybe it was too long or you had a link in it or something. Because I just see the second part of it where you say, says, why you still mourning guy? Says my wife missed the bus. That's the only part that I see. Missed that one again. It's really interesting to me how often I'm missing good hits. That one would have been great.
David Felkai says that just figure out how you can get that Nobel Prize. Can you tweak the model to only be right once every 20 years?
No. It hasn't given entry signal for a long time though. That's kind of one of the more interesting things. I mean, assuming that you want to get long.
Live action says the difference between buyers and sellers like a tick indicator breadth or delta, just another way have to determine extremes that are hard for market to maintain to key off of.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing right now is that they really extended it down there. There might be a really rough turn up and then come back down, but
Uzi Knesset says God on Sim, trading high-low breakouts with stop orders on 5-minute bars is ridiculous right now. Too bad stops on Sim are very different than stops on real lol.
yeah, the amount of slippage you can catch in this kind of action is insane, right? Sure is fun though. Yeah, see, I think they've got a little bit more up to
Da
go.
Germans are coming says morning joke, what I really miss is being able to blame my broker.
Yeah, I understand that feeling.
Uzi Knesset says just using an 8 for 8 risk reward on breakouts is up $2,000 in the last 30 minutes LMAO.
Really? Hey man, if you're catching that off, you're catching the win rate that high. That's to make money doing that with equal risk reward. Then that's awesome. It kind of seems to me like it's really easy to tell which way the momentum is going. It's just really hard to hold a stop. So if you just don't put the stop in, it works pretty good.
Live Action says these conditions are somewhat like trading volatility off key news. Great practice if in sim.
Yeah. And you kind of get a feel for the price action of
Uzi Knesset says yeah, ZB is moving in 8 tick chunks. I absolutely wouldn't do this live LMAO.
Like, I just know when I see this right here, here, they're going to come and take these out. Sure enough, like clockwork. So I just know, like, if I want to buy something right here, doesn't make sense to do it here. See if it goes through. See how it comes down. See, it's kind of turny here. That bar was actually maybe too much down. And it's still going. Still going. Okay. Took out that low. See, maybe a long doesn't make sense anymore. That was too aggressive. But if they like go and take out the stops and then stop, I'm all giddy up. Okay. Here's one that they're gonna bust higher, yeah. Oh.
Live Action says treasury some commodities and there are always the micros if live.
Oh, should have held it. Should have held it. That's okay. See? Easy. I don't know how I'm doing that, but I can just tell. $3 more and then we got to take over the commissions, but it's profitable. Maybe we should just leave it at that. And you can definitely do it with micros if you have a big enough account. The problem that I had was that it's like you gotta limit yourself, you know. Like $50 on micros is a lot. Like, and you know, the number of trades especially really adds up. So that's where I think the mistake that I made was like, yeah, you can take some shots, but don't go crazy with it. ZBF officially above my pay grade. Good luck. That's somebody posting that on Twitter. Mm, 65. 65 is down there. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious.
Baron Cosgun says they pumping trillions and T-notes haven't done much lol.
Well, Baron, the thing that there's two problems with that. First of all is that you're not really going to see the effects of that liquidity yet. Yeah, like Owen was watching Wall Street Bets yesterday. We already kind of discussed this, but there's so many people in the thread that thought, oh, that they just bought like S&P 500 futures or something. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's a repurchase agreement. So they're giving the banks money that the banks can use to make more money off of, and then they repurchase it back in 3 months. So you can't really see the effects of that money yet. But I was also seeing here on Twitter them saying that the banks would really like to take that money, but because of certain regulations, they're not in the position to do it, and so they can't take it yet. Furthermore, it's like Friday, so like if you were really gonna put that money to work, lending it to people, I don't think it's gonna happen on Friday when everybody's panicking. So I think that the stimulus could still end up being a big deal, but it's not going to happen instantly like some people seem to think. I would just point out that when quantitative easing started, they closed down on that day. There's like a big move up and then a big move down that was lower, and then came back to even, and then they moved down. Very, very, very much like the move that we had late last afternoon. But that was one of the best times to ever buy things ever. So I would not be sitting there saying, oh, the Federal Reserve tried to pump the markets up and it didn't work. They're still pumping it, my friends. You haven't even begun to see it. And we still don't have a government stimulus, which is just crazy, but I digress.
Germans are coming says have a great weekend.
Hey,
Seth in
thank
the
you
room.
very much. We had way too much fun today, guys.
Ace Trade says it. Damien Asmund, you too.
We had way too much fun today.
Harlequin says honestly the up move yesterday still was crazy. 1,500 points in the Dow in 15 minutes and it's still reversed.
Well, like the thing you got to consider with that is like if you happen to be long at that time and you caught a spike like that, you know what you do? Take it off. Pigs get slaughtered, folks. You catch a spike that big, man, take profits. Holy shit. And it was crazy. And yeah, so it's no surprise to me that it completely retraced. Like everybody's thinking like this reflects badly on the Fed. No, it's just the liquidity bubble, guys.
Ace Trade says got the last kid on the disease-ridden school bus.
I'm just waiting for the school district to call us and say that school is canceled next week. I'm like surprised that it hasn't happened yet. They did it in Murray. I'm just waiting.
Gary Rich says the Fed and Treasury cannot buy ETFs or stocks unless Congress approves a bill. If they do this, we up a shit creek without a paddle.
Yep, Murray is canceled. Davis County is not.
Ace Trade says Murray is cancela.
Yeah, I think that the Fed can let me rephrase. So what the Fed doesn't directly buy stocks, no. What they do is they give the banks money and they say, oh, you can buy stocks with this money. So they expanded what you can buy with it, but there's still repurchase agreements, which is not the same thing. Whereas before they were straight up giving them liquidity that they could use to hold stocks for years. So
Ace Trade says anyone want a short signal to get in?
yeah. Well, there was the short that I initially took. It was a short, right? Before these? Yeah, 25.91. We could have just held on to that one, but I'm like way too nervous to hold on to things. I don't know. It kind of looks to me like they're going to have to come back here at some point. Something that's interesting to me, Ace, is that because I have your lineup now and I can see the order flow, I can kind of predict when they're going to go for it sometimes. Which gives really good risk reward to try and let it ride if I can. I'm just seeing it right here. That big down candle. It's a down. Somewhere close here soon. They're going to try and make a run for that line. It might take a bit more than that. You can see them coming in and pushing it.
Gary Rich says the Fed buys MBS. The bonds on the mortgages. Ace Trade says nice. That's why I did it. For you and your family.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, like you were saying earlier, it's kind of more of a suggestion. There it is, you see? Do you see? I don't know how I do. I don't know how I know. But I know when they're going to go for it. They went right to it and touched it. And then backed off. No, it is kind of a suggestion, but I feel like that just that one little hint of, okay, here's the point at which a bunch of people switch in momentum was just what I needed. Just what I needed, because I would always see it as like, I can explain it. I can explain it really well in the treasuries, okay? I'll be sitting here watching the prices, and I'll see that it's spending a lot of time at 26, let's say. It's not really doing it right now, but, well, maybe it did at 24. We'll just say, okay, hey, it's spending a lot of time at 24. And so I'll be like, okay, it seems like that buyers have the advantage here. I should buy here. And then it comes up to this spot, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is going to go. And then it doesn't go, and it comes back, and I end up taking a loss on it. Well, with this thing now, I can see it's like, oh, okay, this is the momentum shift right here. I should be seeing momentum shifting, and I'm not. Let's get out. Or I do see the momentum. It's going to jump through here and move up to the next level, and it does. And so it's the whole setup. It's here's all of the people getting stuck, and then here's price moving sufficiently far away from them to trigger their run. And it was just like I always thought it was like, okay, so here's 27, and then here's 2 ticks up from there. But it's not like that. It moves as we move in time. So you have to have a moving average. And it's been working. So I appreciate it, Ace. It's really helped. Even though I've been taking all these sims, I've made money almost every day. Somehow. Okay, so there's a lot of volume going on there at 137 in the treasury. And the ES is still kind of tepidly thinking about turning. You see how they're shying away from it now? It's like the seller doesn't want it to end. They're all avoiding the line. Fed to start buying U.S. Treasuries across all durations, starting with a 30-year bond. The New York Federal Reserve will begin buying Treasuries across the yield spectrum as part of its efforts to help the financial system. Oh, shit, you buy that. Oh, you buy that. Oh, come on. Right there. There it is. The beep. Okay. Did you see that big order on the tick down? He's trying to squeeze people out. He's going to squeeze me out. Suck. Well, that just ruined like a good session. Oh, so bad. That's so bad. It went so much further than I thought it would. Wow. I think they'll still move up, though. The Fed is expected to cut interest rates to 0 next week. Hey, maybe I will get to refinance my house at like 2%. Fed Minutes talked about this stuff. I thought you read the Fed Minutes, Seth. I don't know. You too, Eric. Just stop. Wait, you wouldn't take that trade because why? You talking about the long in ES? It's just being a little. I don't know if because they took so long. There's not enough snap in it. Okay, well, that was really crazy in the treasury. I do think they can go higher. Look at that. Da, 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 da. Oh, come on, don't be shy. There we go. Thank you, sir. You see now there's a big bid. He's just scaring the order flow into his orders. Are they moving in relation to the ES a little bit? It kind of seems like it, maybe. Okay. Bit of volume here. Sorry guys, the text reader has run out of requests. Of course. Hey Win, how are you? So long signal would have been canceled by the fact that the 10-minute is red, the overall trend is down, so we only take shorts. Yeah. I don't know. I've been so when I've been seeing it, like I think that they're going to come up to the line, and but the larger trend is still down. I just take the profit faster. I don't let it run. Will Gary Rich be less homophobic if I join on the group hug? How are you doing, Win? That's funny. Sexy robot voice didn't run out of voice. She simply is not willing to share all of the lovely gentlemen of day trading with another female. Well, so we changed it so that we made some changes today so that it will read out different people in different names or in different voices. We can make it so that you can have a special voice just for you. So you can pick one out from the cloud.google.com/text-to-speech and find a voice that you like, and we can use that. Yes, that'll work too, but less successful. Yeah, probably. I don't think that I would do that a whole lot, except for in this action, because it swings so far in this action, and I'm trying to practice reading the order flow. But it sure does. It's sure weird that I can tell when they're going to try and make that momentum shift, and then see if they make it or not. Was the same thing there in the treasury. It was like, I really thought at 137, but then I think I kind of misinterpreted the range on that one because I hadn't been watching it long enough. I saw some comments earlier about Korean accents. Yeah. I didn't put it in there. We would have to, I don't know. Maybe I should just put all of the language codes in there. Maybe I should just put them all in. The thing is like, then you would have to put in EN US WaveNet F, and that wouldn't be very fun, would it? So I wish. Well, I probably could. I probably could like make a command so that it sets. Oh, that's what we should do. But it would have to save it to disk, or not to disk, but I'd have to save it somewhere. But we could make it so that when you type in a command, it will change your preferred voice. Huh? I think that would be a great way of doing it. Mm-hmm. You can make a lot of changes. Now it gives the beep again. That one's still. So I kind of think I can take it. What time is this? 8:54. I can go till 9:30. Okay. No. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Double down. Why not? Don't know if it has enough. Ooh. Seems like they're really dying down. I'm not sure what that means. Means that the short momentum is continuing. I don't think that I should have taken this. Yeah. They're like, we finally got you, Seth. Oh, I hear a baby is very upset upstairs. What color the 10-minute candle is? Not green, I know that. All of these candles are red. I still see a possible momentum shift. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know why I thought that one would do it. No longs. Yeah, okay. Wondering though, oh yeah, that's my. Now we're done. Okay. Well, that's interesting because it's good. It's going like this. Spot VIX is 70. Well, okay, so here we're the low of the previous hour. It might take that out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is funny as when it goes and then I'm like chasing it. It's not giving you very much on the upside, is it? Oh, hey, it did. It did do. Masters postponed? No, Mama's taking care of him. Okay. Whoa. Somebody's getting creamed there. Wow, 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 wow. Something's up. Yeah, look at that. Guess not. Hmm. I think that they're going to go and push this again. Can't justify it. Um, Interesting. Oh, it's getting really, really wild here. I think I should take that off there. Okay, fine. Since you are making Ace's trades, Mom very nervous about the baby Asher being overlooked. Can you reassure her worried parental unit that Asher is okay? He is now okay. He stopped crying. Will everyone support me with a request for some baby time? Like, let's all. Well, she's probably feeding him right now, so now's not a good time to go and get him. Okay, so there's the long again. This one actually probably should turn through. Oh, so close. Cool. Maybe not. Do you see that? That was a little bizarre. Seems to still indicate a two-way market to me. I think I better. Oh. So close. I'm always too close. Good deal. Let me out. Dang it, guys. Watch, I'm going to take one of these prices, and then as soon as I get out, it's going to go, good dish. Actually, I probably better hold this for a little bit more. Whoa, Treasury's coming in on something. What's this? Something's happening. White House to hold emergency meeting after Bolsonaro tests positive will host news conference. Let's try to get 50 on this and sit back and reassess. Don't know about this now. Hard to tell. Okay. Good. Somebody's messing with me. Forex Live says, I hope for a technical bottom in the S&P, but the price action will tell the story. Come on. Really? Oh, that's interesting, but it's too tight. What are you guys saying? I'm sorry. Only the Avengers can save us? What? I'll let you take a short at 25.52. Oh, okay. I think I just want to be out of this volatility. So did we? Oh yeah. I still want to catch another good one if we can in the next 30 minutes. Munition. Trump very interested in putting money into the economy. Yes, he is. Last September, I might have to dust off the old time machine now. Nothing like ripping the kid away from his mom to give him issues. You know what? My baby is so chill. It's like he wants to. Okay, so like she'll give him to me, And then he'll start looking at me like, hey, I'm hungry. Can you? He'll like make popping noises like he wants to suck. Like, I'm hungry. And then he'll just kind of chill and wait for you to give him the. And then when he starts eating, he'll just latch on for hours. Like, he does not eat very fast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Donald Trump gonna have a conference at 11. I think you're probably right that he's gonna highlight that they have more tests going now. You're probably right. Okay, inside bar. This could be inside bar reversal. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's a good move right there. Nope, 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 nope. I ran out of momentum a lot faster than I would have liked. No. What are you doing? Just dump it. Okay. That's a short. $38.25, yeah. So the reason it didn't give a bell signal, Ace, is because the other moving average wasn't pointing down yet. It's really crazy to me how often I'm sitting there and it's one tick away from my order. Mm-hmm. Damn it. Too volatile. Too volatile for the trade I'm trying to make. Or spot. You mentioned some people watch your live videos all the way through. How do you know that? Does YouTube give you viewer data? Yeah, so it tells you like what percentage of the video they watched. Not like individual people, but just like overall and an average. And it shows me, and I can like break it down by time period. So I can be like, okay, this video is being watched. It's been over a week, and I can go in and I can see that people are like watching the whole thing. I'm like, what? That's insane. But it's happening. Bad trade. That one was good, I thought. I don't know. I'm just not managing the trade very well. Right? I'm just sitting here and watching it move back up to a new higher high and not doing anything. Another mystery to me is difference in price on the DOM between Sierra chart and NinjaTrader 8 Sierra charts. Oh, really? Well, that was a really strong up move, I tell you that. We can buy it now. Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. What the fuck? Hmm. Oh, you know what's going on is... Yeah. Isn't it funny how it goes from like you win every time to like you lose every time? Just sit back a little bit. Hmm. So this is where it'll start to give you like signals, but you can't really trust any of it because it's too tight. That. Yeah. Thank you. The heck? Stop that. Stop that. Wowee. Man, it sure got volatile here, didn't it? I really don't know what's going on here. Rich says I'll stop. Sorry. In chat. Not Gary Rich, the other Rich. 3 p.m. announcement. Shall be interesting. I don't know what they think there's going on. This is like crazy town all of a sudden. Oh man. I screwed up on those other trades so much though that no, stop doing that. There it is again. It's just extremely volatile. I mean, a bit holistic. My approach to vitamins and supplements. My family is everything from bad greens to the unexpected, and so I've tried everything for us. I approve of vitamins. Sorry that I haven't been talking to you guys so much, but Seth, that range chart is tradable. It accumulates, consolidates, and distributes up range follow through. It is tradable for sure. Yeah, I'm just really taken back by how quickly it's gotten into this just really wild chop. And I'm not quite sure I understand the cause of it all and how I should be reacting. So I think that I have the edges and then I don't. Is Italy 5%? So the thing is it depends heavily on how well the state is able to respond to it. So in Italy, because they have so many old people and they don't have the health infrastructure and they didn't implement changes fast enough, yeah, they're going to have a really high death rate. Whereas in the United States, because of all of the measures that we've taken here, I'd be surprised if we get a death rate over 0.5 when all is said and done. So when they've done this, so on cruise ships, and there's situations where they can say everybody caught it and here's how many died, it's 0.5, generally speaking. But when you don't have enough tests, like in Italy, the number is probably abnormally high because they don't have enough tests. But maybe now that they have a better test in the United States, maybe they'll help other countries. You think this is going to turn down now? I don't know. A couple of these have really caught me off guard. I've seen over 10K volume discrepancy over a minute period. In addition, I have seen one platform show 1,000 block trades hitting bid and the other platform showing the same block trade hitting offer. Well, I can tell you why that happens, right? So if the way that they determine whether a block order is a buy or a sell is they look at what the bid or ask was at the time that it hit. But they can't guarantee that the fill feed is completely in sync with the bid offer feed. So if they're just a tiny little bit off and those two things happened, a millisecond apart, you could show a really big order. It shows it as a sell and it really is not. And because they don't have like a time feed for those attached to it, you can't know. Does that make sense? So you will definitely get those kinds of discrepancies. And same with like cumulative delta between platforms. Because that's the two pieces of information that we don't really have that would be really useful. One is attaching a trader ID to every lot. And two would be exchange timestamps. At exchange timestamps for both the fills and the bid offer, then you would be able to know for sure whether an order was a buy or a sell. Or they could just, put that in the feed too, that it was a buy or a sell. But they don't. They just say that it's a market order and at what price it was. And so you have to look at the bid or offer to determine whether it was a buy or a sell. That's comforting not. No, it's not comforting at all, is it? But that's where I kind of have to say, like, you have to be really careful about judging the directional, judging any one big order as a directional thing, right? I mean, if you see it on the order book, then that's different. But yin and yang will be the name of the next ferrets. You doing okay? Is that your other ferret doing okay, or is they getting worse? 9:30. It's almost time for me to. Oh, look at that! That was a good move up. Of course, they go down. I was thinking the buying was looking good, but now, like, it's been so long, it's definitely like a sell, right? Had that little bit of buying, and then it turned into a sell. That's so interesting. Well, probably too late to sell, though. Juliet Ferret was still with us. She's tired and confused when she goes to the bathroom, and we're up like dorking to each other, hearing the two girls to each side. Well, the treasuries are they were coming up a little bit, but like it's just moving really fast. How badly do you think I can screw this one up, huh? Douche. Well, now I just want to sell, turn around and like double down on the other side. It's starting to get dire out here, isn't it? Oh, this is really turning into something weird. This market's really upset about something, guys. Those candles were way too big. Reflow just verifies if liquidity continues or reverses, even small volume can melt up or down price action. Yeah. Well, this is where I think that being able to see how much was bid or offered and how much actually traded is a really important, because very often that's where price moves. Okay. Somebody in chat just said something really stupid. Somebody in Discord. We've been watching. Dude, if you're listening, just stop. Astro, just stop. You just say journal doesn't working for me. Like, no, don't say that. That's a dumb thing to say. That's a dumb thing to say. Stop now while you're ahead. You're not ahead, but I mean, don't dig it deeper. Oh, they're gonna just tear him apart. Oh man. Okay, there's down. What the what? This is getting crazy. What is going on? Are you getting trolled? No. So there's this kid. I don't know if he's listening. Well, at some point he might listen. So I'm trying to be nice, okay? So I'm just going to call him a kid. That's why I'm almost like, is it insulting to call him a kid? I think he's a kid, okay? There's this guy named Astro Boy in chat that posts stuff, and a couple of times he'll post things that are a little, don't make a lot of sense. Or, anyways, people have issues with some of the things that he's saying, and he's not really trading live. He's like trading a combine account, which is totally cool as long as you own up to where you are and what you're trading. Because the whole thing is like, you gotta own up to what you're doing. Like this right here, okay? What I'm doing right now, like don't do that, okay? You could really do dumb things, okay? I'm messing around on sim, all right? Don't trade like this. Just in case anybody was wondering. But if you don't own up to that, then you're not like It's just ego. Why do you not do that? Man, I don't know if you guys care about this conversation, but I have to get it out, and then I gotta go. Okay, I'm sorry to end on a bad note, but there's that ego that wants to protect you. It wants to protect you. It wants to say you shouldn't be wrong about something, because if you're wrong about something, then everybody will see it, and then they won't take you seriously anymore. And so we have to protect ourselves from being wrong, which might even mean denying that we were wrong when we really were. There's this part that says, you need to, it's very possible to lose while trading. So just don't trade, or, we're going to fail so that we don't limit the amount that we make, or when there is a really good risk reward opportunity, even though the stats say that you should take it, you're so afraid of losing and you don't take the trade, right? It's that ego. It's trying to defend your ego. That's what's going to kill you in trading no matter what. And we got this kid in Discord that I kind of feel like he's young and he's really excited, but he's got the ego he's trying to defend. And so he says dumb things. And I talked to him about it. But yeah, he's not helping himself here. So how did this start? Now I have to read back. Rich, you want up or down? Yeah, I'm gonna tell them. Anyways, I should probably go. How are you guys doing? The kids online are engaging in the adult rooms, and it's nice, but sometimes we have a proclivity to be polite to the younger set, and they get a little naughty and stuff to know what to do with them. Right, yeah, I don't know how old he actually is. I'm just guessing from his behavior that he's probably like 20. Ace Trades is reading Nietzsche. It's not this reading Freud and Jung. Goodness, now I really have seen everything. No, I'm going to be reading the, I'm reading about fractals still. I need to get another book. The markets will check an ego, get mentally tough, and be emotionally numb, right? Yeah, but you know what? I quadrupled down on a trade there. I sat down and I was like, you know what? This is really moving now. I should just straight up go short. And I really shouldn't have held on to that one as long. But I think that was kind of the ego a little bit. I think I kind of felt like, okay, I was being cautious. That one shouldn't have happened. Okay, we're good. Now let's make a little bit to make up the commissions. And then I did this, which were all, look, and that one was a buy, sell, buy. So freaking dumb, right? That one I shouldn't have put in as many contracts on it. But that's where, and that one I kind of averaged down into as well, didn't I? Which is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying to average in as it goes in my direction. So whatever. This last one, I just like YOLO'd it. That's great. That's great. So like, yeah, I'm not happy about it, but it turned out whatever. You have a great weekend. Hugs to all under your face. Thank you very much, Ace. Obviously now's probably not a great time to meet up, but we're gonna do it soon. After all of the corona, maybe for my birthday. My birthday is May 31st. Maybe we'll get together for my birthday, right? Last day of May. What else? Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and deal with this now. I will see you guys Monday. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends. And by the way, just as a reminder, don't do what I just did. That was all sim, okay? Was just be clear. It was all sim, and I was messing around, and I'm trying some things, okay? That was fun. Yeah, after my trip in China. can't do this.